Hello, Professor and clients over at the City of Orlando. This is Neil Okadi. I am the lead for Group 1 of the Software Development Project. My co-lead is Dari, though I will be the only person presenting today. Now, today I'll be going over the prototype in a little bit of detail, as well as showing some of our design ideas that we came up with. Please feel free to provide us any input. If at any point something stands out or you would like to see any changes, my contact is available through Professor Woliski. And if you need any changes made, do not hesitate whatsoever, as we would like to know in advance before development begins, of course. So to begin, I wanted to show the playground, which is a page we had set up just to come up with different design ideas. In this page, you can see we have a couple of different designs. Now, we did end up defaulting to the first one we made, this one, design one. Though if any of these look a bit better to you, please let us know. Um, Design 5, I believe, was inspired by the City of Orlando site itself. Design 6 and 7 was me taking a bit of liberties. And as you can see overall, left-hand side is more on the darker theme and right-hand side is more on the lighter theme. If any of these stand out to you as being better than another, just let us know and we can implement that style sheet for the purposes of the actual site. Now let's move into the actual prototype. So the first thing we're met with is the landing page. This landing page is, of course, for clients, individuals who are trying to get access to a connectivity device. Through here, you're able to check whether you are eligible and then make an account. So we can read some information, check our eligibility. It tells us we're eligible, and then we can go on and sign up. With signing up, we just provide some basic information, press next, register, and now the landing page has changed. The same basic information is available at the top. However, you can see that we have a user icon at the top left, as well as a logout and an actual request form. The user icon we can access in order to make changes to our profile. And so if we type into these text boxes and change something, it'll update it. We can reset password, we can log out, we can delete our account, whatever we need to do. Of course, though, if you are deleting your account, it'll prompt you as to whether or not you're certain, so forth. Now we can log back in at any time with just the basic credentials of an email and a password. After doing so, once again, we're back at the form. With the form, we are able to provide a pickup date/time, a device type, and the reason we are making the request. Once the request is made, it will, of course, not be approved by default, but once a staff member at a given location has reviewed it and assigned a device, that will then be updated onto the client's site, onto the end user site. If at any point it needs to be rescheduled, they are able to do that, or if they need to cancel the request, that is possible as well. Canceling the request will just take you back to the initial logged in page. Now, for an administrator, if you want to log in, you simply log in through the normal means, except at the bottom right, you hit the admin login button. That'll take you to a separate forum where only admin credentials are checked. And here you'll be sent to the admin homepage. In the admin homepage, we have the tutorial video as requested. And of course, you'd be able to hide it if, for example, you are an employee who's been working at the location for 2 months already. You don't necessarily need the tutorial video on your page constantly. It's a good way to just put it out of the way, not have it there, and just have the simple dashboard in front of you instead. Within the dashboard, you have a quick summarized view of the requests and the status of device and requests. So that way you are able to just quickly get some information as soon as you get on shift. We can navigate to the requests through the navigation bar at the top or by clicking the device requests link. Either or, at any point inside of the device requests page, if you mean to reject or deny a request, excuse me. Sorry about that interruption. So, as I was saying, for the requests page, you can Click on a given request to assign the device and then approve or deny. Once approved, that will then be reflected on the user's homepage. We can go to the Profiles page to access user profiles. If you are a manager, you will be able to view the admin profiles as well. That would be for fellow staff. Otherwise, if you are not a manager but you are only staff, you will still be able to view user profiles. If for some reason a user needs to be reset, you can delete their account. This is possible. They just have to recreate their account, and hopefully that would solve any sort of technical issues, whether it's a password reset or otherwise. On the other hand, if you are a manager meaning to assign a new admin, you would go to the Add Admin button, provide some basic credentials, set their role, which by default should be staff, not manager. That will be changed. And then that will create the new staff member. Going from there into the Manage page. The Manage page is for device management. On here, you can see the condition of all of the devices as well as adding any new devices. Finally, we should reach the data page. The data page will provide basic sort of statistics and information about who's using the service, from where, how often, so forth. You can log out from the admin page by accessing the profile at the top right. I realize this is linking to the wrong one. Let me do a quick update there. There we go. Yep. So you can log out at any point by accessing this page. You are able to reset, log out, and delete just like a typical user, as well as update your information. Though in this case, once you log out, you'll be sent back to the home page. That should do it for the web prototype. As I said before, if there are any questions, concerns, or comments, please send it towards the team by any means available to you through the professor. I will now be taking it over to Brian for the mobile prototype. Thank you for your time.
Okay, how's it going? My name is Brian Mayado. I am the sub-team lead responsible for the mobile version of our application, and this here is the mobile application prototype. As you may have noticed, there are many less pages here than there are in the web application prototype. This is by design because the web application prototype is more responsible for managerial functions as well as user functions for requesting devices. Whereas in the mobile version, we are just responsible for making sure that there are users that can request devices. With that all being said, let's just jump right into it. Starting us off, we have the classic sign-up page. Basically, there's no signed-in homepage. You basically have to sign up immediately by design. We do actually have something as a bit of a, what do you call it, safety guard against people that perhaps may have already created an account on the web version and now have moved over to the mobile version for convenience. So as you can clearly see, we can click one or the other. We can also go back in case maybe we accidentally press the button. It just lets us go back. It doesn't really matter which one we pick. From here, let's just quickly go over the reset password page. Basically, oh man, I forgot what the password to my account was. Well, you click that and you go to the reset page. You know, it's also a back button. And let's just log in for real now. All right. What we can clearly see here is the home page. The first thing I want to go over is sort of the biggest thing on screen, which is clearly the welcome banner. The welcome banner, as you may have noticed, is just made up of the City of Orlando logo, which is basically there on purpose because it is the sort of catch-all design. As in, this could be replaced with a video, it could be replaced with instructive text on how to use the app, it could be flavor text describing the initiative of City Orlando to provide devices to those who don't have them. Or it could be like a title card that sort of just shows, two people enjoying the use of their phones or tablets or whatever. The point of it is, anything can go here. We're not graphic designers, we are software developers, so at the end of the day, we're just going to leave it at this. But realistically, something should go here so to reflect that. It could even be all three. It could be like a rotating carousel. Whatever the case be, the user will have the opportunity to hide it or unhide it in case they want to see it again. So now let's go on and focus on the actual functions of the mobile app a bit. As you can clearly see, we have order status. This is basically where ongoing orders will be located. So when a user would request a device, this is where they'll see it for the ongoing one. As you can clearly see, there's also the previous orders section. Basically, there's a previous orders that the user has made in the past. As you can clearly see at the top right here, this is where our profile icon for the user will be. They click this, and they can do a couple of functions here. The first thing is they can change their image. They can change the image for their profile here. They can edit their profile, so they can just change their name or like something. Basically, if something's wrong here, they can fix it from here. And then we also have reset password, which will take us back to that reset password page I showed earlier. We also have the logout, which will take us back to the logout screen. The login screen, clearly. And then the delete account. Let's just go ahead and click it for now. Oh, it's been successfully deleted. Clearly, we wouldn't be staying here in the profile page, but the point of it is basically just to show that for the functioning of F, just to show off that it could work, but also just to show off something later we'll talk about. Moving back to the home page, let's go ahead and actually request a device now, shall we? That is the whole purpose of this application, of course. So here at the top, we have basically pickup details. This is just a funny location, but the idea of it is basically you would the user would be allowed to choose from a number of locations. They would probably be automatically selected for locations that are closer to them based on their address. And then the user will be able to select a sort of date and time in order to pick up the device at a specific date. That would be clicked here, and that's how they would change it. Unfortunately, this is, I think, the one and only pop-up in this demonstration that is not finished. As you can clearly see, we have the information. These would actually be automatically filled in based on the profile that you saw earlier. But what would be here and what the user would be able to change and would have to do is basically fill in a couple of options of, like, what's the reason for renting out the devices. And then finally, hey, what's the device you want in the first place? To our knowledge, there are 3 devices, which is mobile hotspot, tablet, and laptop. So let's click all that and then move on to placing that order. And as you can clearly see, the order status has been changed. So now it sort of demonstrates that the homepage will change when that order is placed, and it'll show it right here, ready to go. You may have also noticed that the request device has also disappeared. At least for now, the intention is 1 device per 1 account at a time. Moving on from that, we actually now have 3 new buttons. So let's go ahead and test them out a little bit, right? So let's go ahead and cancel the order. Okay, also, as you may have noticed a little bit, the order was placed on May 8th, and we checked this out. We took this out of the whatever facility we got it from on May 10th, 2030 p.m. And we are being asked to return it by May 17th, presumably to the location that we borrowed it from. So let's go ahead and cancel it and see what happens, right? Because technically we have the device on us right now. Yep, it'll basically tell us, no, you can't do that because you are currently in possession of a device. You can't cancel the order because you already have it. You need to return that, please. Speaking of, hey, I don't remember where to return this. It'll tell you where to return it. It'll tell you what time to return it, what days are available for that specific location, and where the location is. Oh, my device has some mistake in it, or maybe I've put a virus on it or something. What should I do? I know what you can do. Call this number. It'll be support. It'll talk about availability times for when they can call. And I guess the last thing, let's go to profile. Let's try to delete our account. What would happen right here is basically that we should be prevented from doing it because we have an ongoing order. Yep, we have to prevent theft somehow. So with that being said, that is about it for the mobile demonstration. Thank you for watching.